Angiosperms. In this module, you will learn about the basic characteristics of angiosperms. Everyone is fascinated by the beauty of flowers. But have you ever noticed that all plants in our surrounding do not produce flowers? Flowers are produced only by the plants belonging to the division Angiospermae of the kingdom Plantae. Angiosperms are the highly evolved, vascular, and seeded plants in which seeds are enclosed within fruits formed by flowers. Angiosperms are found almost everywhere and inhabit all ecological habitats. Depending on their size, angiosperms can be differentiated as herbs, shrubs, and trees. Herbs are the flowering plants with stem that does not produce woody tissue. These plants die at the end of each growing season. Shrub, on the contrary, is a woody plant of relatively low height with several stems arising from the base. Shrubs lack a single trunk as found in a bush. Trees, unlike the other plant types, are perennial woody plants having a main trunk and usually a distinct canopy. On the basis of their lifespan, angiosperms can be classified as annuals, biennials, and perennials. Annuals include herbs that complete their growing cycle, growth, flowering, and death within the same season, such as beans. Biennials, on the other hand, include herbs which complete their growing cycle in 2 years. In biennials, the growth of the vegetative plant from seed takes place during the first year and flowers, and fruit develop during the second such year. An example of a biennial plant is beet. Unlike the other two types, the perennial plants grow for many years and often flower annually. Mango tree is an example of a perennial angiosperm. On the basis of the number of embryonic leaves called cotyledons present in the seeds of angiosperms, they are divided into two groups, the monocotyledons and the dicotyledons. Monocotyledons are angiosperms with a single cotyledon in the embryo. Example, palm tree. Dicotyledons are angiosperms with two cotyledons in the embryo. Example, eucalyptus. Angiosperms show alternation of generation between a diploid sporophyte phase and a haploid gametophyte phase. The main angiosperm plant body is diploid sporophyte. The basic angiosperm plant body has two roots for holding the plants firm as well as for taking in water and nutrients. In addition, the angiosperm plant body has two stems for support and for moving materials up and down, and leaves which are usually flat and perform photosynthesis. The stem and the attached leaves make up the shoot system of the angiosperm, whereas the roots of an individual plant make up its root system. Angiosperms are vascular plants containing vascular tissues, xylem and phloem in various bundled patterns. Xylem helps in the conduction of water and minerals from roots to the different parts of the plants. Phloem, on the other hand, functions as the channel to support transport of food prepared by leaves to different parts of the plant. The vascular tissues, xylem and phloem of angiosperms are characterized by the presence of specialized conducting elements. The conducting elements of xylem are known as tracheids and vessels. They are present in the form of long tube or pipe-like structures. The conducting elements of phloem are sip tube, sip cells, and companion cells. They bear numerous pores that facilitate the transport of food particles in plants. Angiosperms are unique in their ability to flower. Flower is actually a modified shoot of the angiosperms that function as the reproductive organ. An angiosperm flower is composed of 4 whorls: calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium. Calyx is the outermost whorl, made up of sepals which are green in color. Corolla is present inside the calyx and consists of brightly colored petals. Androecium is the male reproductive whorl consisting of stamen. Each stamen is further composed of an anther and a filament. Gynoecium is the female reproductive whorl of the flower. A gynoecium is composed of one or more pistils, and each pistil consists of a stigma, style, and an ovary. The ovary contains ovules, and after fertilization, these ovules are converted into fruits. The anther or microsporangium of an angiosperm plant contains microspore mother cells that undergo meiotic division to form the male gametophyte called pollen grains. The mature pollen grain contains a tube nucleus and a generative nucleus that divide mitotically to give two non-motile male gametes. The ovule of an angiosperm has a single megasporocyte that undergoes meiosis and produces 4 haploid megaspores. Out of these 4, only one megaspore survives and undergoes 3 mitotic divisions to produce an 8-nucleate embryonic sac or a mature megagametophyte. The embryonic sac lacks archegonia but contains 8 nuclei and 7 cells, 3 micropylar cells, 3 chalazal cells, and 1 central cell. The 3 micropylar cells are called egg apparatus and contain an egg cell and 2 synergids. The chalazal cells are known as antipodal cells. The central cell is the largest cell and contains 2 polar nuclei which fuse to form the single diploid secondary nucleus. The 2 gametes, pollen grains and embryo sac, are non-motile and brought together through pollination. Pollination is the transfer of pollen grains shed from the anthers to the stigma of a pistil. After pollination, the pollen grain germinates on the stigma and the pollen tube grows down the style and into the ovary, and fertilization occurs. In fertilization, syngamy occurs when one generative male gamete fuses with the egg to create a diploid zygote. The other generative male gamete fuses with the 2 polar nuclei of the embryo sac to produce the triploid endosperm. This is called triple fusion. This process of double fertilization is unique to flowering plants. After fertilization, an angiosperm ovary develops into a fruit which protects the seed. Let's summarize what you have learned in this module. Angiosperms are highly evolved, vascular, and seeded plants in which seeds are enclosed within fruits formed by flowers. Depending on the size, angiosperms are differentiated into herbs, shrubs, and trees. On the basis of lifespan, angiosperms are classified as annuals, biennials, and perennials. On the basis of number of cotyledons present in the seeds of angiosperms, they are divided into 2 groups: the monocotyledons and the dicotyledons. Angiosperms also show alternation of generation between a diploid sporophyte phase and haploid gametophyte phase. Angiosperms are vascular plants containing xylem for the conduction of water and minerals and phloem for the transportation of food prepared by the leaves. Flower is a modified shoot of angiosperms that functions as the reproductive organ. An angiosperm flower is composed of 4 whorls: calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium.